Hello, hello, we're starting. Hello, 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 hello. You caught me at a moment of grinding. This is the last XP excavation I had to do to level up today's units for our daily mirror dungeon and ID study. So welcome once again, whoever is watching, whenever you're watching, or wherever you're watching from. Today on our daily Limbus Company mirror dungeon and ID study, we are going to be looking at the R-Corp IDs. As soon as we're done with the XP excavation, because I don't have enough tickets to level them up, only one ID lacks leveling up, but we're going to be getting to see them in but a moment. So please hang on tight. Be right back. They I'm kind of tired of Limbus today because we had like a 3.5-hour stream today of Limbus, but it was very fun. We got my achievements for Adversity 50. It was incredibly satisfying to get it, and I just first shows how strong the Kurokubo clan is. Sorry. So let's just finish here the XP excavation and get right on the business. Why did I close my goddamn browser again? No, I gotta keep that browser pristine, open, and ready for me to check up things that I need to check as I check it. Oh, my encoder is overloaded. Alright, that's it. We got our XP. Let's go talk about the IDs. Let's get started. I also need to change the loading screen. Come on, come on. Thank you. Back to the sinners. Right down at my testing. The only one left to level up is Rhodia. Rhodia, please consume the tickets provided. She is missing one tip of XP. I give him. This makes me mad. This makes me mad. This makes me mad. Now I am on a diet for XP tickets. Thank you, dog. So I could do a lower XP excavation, but you know what? It's a single level difference. I don't think it's gonna matter that much. She's missing like just a tiny little bit, just a wee little bit. You know what? I can get them from achievements. I'm gonna get it. I wanted to pick them all up at once, but I guess I'll just pick up these and call it a day. There we go. Let's begin then. Now we have over leveling. God damn it. Let's begin, starting with the earliest release date, that is R-Corp 4th Pack Rabbit Heathcliff. Now, this ID used to be a monster back at launch because of the amount of coins he have on his attacks and the effect that they apply. So starting with Heathcliff is weak versus blunt, strong versus fierce. We write that down. Ito Clifo. He has 3 wrath through gluttony and 1 envy because it is a Heathcliff ID and he must have envy. 3 wrath through glut, 1 envy with wrath evade. His passive is Raring to Graze, a 3 resonance wrath. Gain wrath resonance charge count next turn. At 5+ charge, gain 1 haste and 1 attack power up. Always active. At the start of the stage, gain +3 ammo. Very nice. 3 res for passive. Very good. His skill 1. It is a 4-2-2-2-2. That means it is a 10 roller, but with a whopping 65 offense level, which more than makes up for the lack of like the 11 roller here. But unfortunately, this is not a skill that gains coin power or any power-ups. So he only turns into an 11 roller like other IDs when he is at charge count +5. So spends ammo, gains charge count. Skill 2, it's a 4-2-2-2-2, meaning this is a 12 roller. He gains coin power +1 at 6 speed, and coin power +1 on a skill with 4 coins means 4 extra power, assuming we roll all heads, right? So from a 12 roller, it becomes a 16 roller, which is very nice. Hello, Acidic Trauma, welcome back. How was things with your dad? If you're willing to talk, that is. This spends ammo and inflicts bleed. Skill 3, Quick Suppression. Now this was the skill back in the day. This was the boss killer. It's a 5-coin skill that inflicts True Fragile on the first 2 hits with ammo, and that's a 40% extra damage from every source, which is very nice. Being a 5-coin with coin power of 2, this is a 13 roller skill, and it gains coin power plus 2 when he's at 6+ speed, becoming a 23 roller. That is a fantastic coin power. Not the best skill tree I've ever seen, but for launch ID, this was pretty damn good. And his evade gives him charge count. Nothing much more to say here. Let's move on to the next ID. On release order, I do believe that was R-Corp Ishmael. Now, we have already used R-Corp Ishmael before, and much like R-Corp Rodion, it's just a matter of watch out for that red skill. Hello, welcome back, Carmen. Now, Ishmael. Talk to him, technically he didn't yell. Want to know how much malware was found on my laptop when it was scanned? Do tell. Ishmael here is weak versus slash, but strong versus blunt. She has 3 gloom, 2 envy, and 1 wrath with a gloom evade. Her passive is a 3 gloom resonance, brainwave focus. At the start of the combat phase, she gains gloom resonance divided by 3 attack power up. This unit fails to deal damage this turn, lose 15 SP at the end of the turn. 637, what were you doing with that computer? That poor computer was suffering. Gloom res passive. All right, let's check out her skills. Skill 1, 455. This is a very rare 14 roller for skill 1. Gains charge count, inflicts sinking, and gain charge count on hit. Very nice. Skill 2, it's a 18 roller. Very nice, very high for skill 2. It gains 7 charge count and inflicts sinking. And finally, we have the danger skill that we have to watch out for. The Mind Whip. It is a 2 coin base power with a 6 coin power, 4 coin attack, meaning it is a 26 roller. 61 at offense level, it's kind of bad, but still 26 attack power, 26 power, it's pretty good. In the combat start, she spends 8 charge count. If at less than 8, she will target someone randomly. Every hit of the skill increases stagger threshold, almost as if each one of them was like a miniature tremor burst, which is very nice. Defense just gains charge, it's a 14 evade. Nothing too crazy here. Overall, a very solid unit, but not a lot of gimmicks on her attacks. Baseline, she has high rolls, but she doesn't get any higher rolls. Her passive can give her attack power up, but it's Gloom Resonance divided by 3. I think it doesn't say the minimum for... I guess you're gonna gain 1 power at 6 resonance to gain 2 power, at 9 resonance to gain 3 power, blah blah blah. In any case, moving on to, I think it was first this one, because this is yeah. 600 things of malware, but that was yeah, you gotta be careful with those things. Careful where you download stuff. Always read comments and always be doubtful of things on the internet. Nowadays, it still has a lot of like safety blankets, but yeah, it's too dangerous. Anyway, R-Corp Rhino Merso with a funny armor where he becomes like a little ball. He is our Hank. He is Merso. Hello, Abu Bakar boy. Welcome to the stream. We are studying the R-Corp IDs today. So Merso, he is weak versus fierce and strong against blunt. He has 3 envy, 2 gloom, 1 lust, and an envy evade block. Sorry, envy block. Let's check out his passive. Activate R4 suit pressurization at 5 owned envy. At the end of the turn, gain 2 max speed per 5 charge count next turn. Max F6. At the start of the turn, if at 5+ charge, he gains aggro to this unit's rightmost slot. Not the best passive I've ever seen, but he does gain speed, so that's pretty cool. I guess there's better passives up there, but he's supposed to be the tank. Gaining that aggro will make him a little more likely to be tanky. And remember, don't commit the same mistake I did with Zwei Ishmael. Aggro only works on focused encounters. I still remember that. I still hate it. Skill 1. It is a envy skill, an 11 roller average. He at plan plus charge, he gains final power plus 2. At 7 speed, he deals 25% more damage. And he gains charge on usage. This is the R-Corp unit. They're very interesting charge units because they don't consume charge on their use, except for the reindeers, but they get passive bonuses from it. It's like what was the best? I don't remember now from Library Ruin that there was someone that benefited from having high charge but not using that charge. In any case, skill 2 at 5-3-3-3-3, meaning this is a 14 roller. At 7 speed, he inflicts a bleed count with his skill, and on hit he gains charge and charge. He inflicts a pretty decent amount of bleed count, not bleed potency. So that's 3 instances of bleed applied if he's at 7+ speed. No extra power up on this. A 60 defense level means this skill is sort of locked to this power level of 14. Let's check the skill tree, the Rhino Ran. 6-3-3-3-3, meaning this is a 15 roller. And at 10+ charge, it gains +2 coin power, turning this into a 21 roller. On hit, it inflicts bleed count. On spent charge, to inflict more bleed count, more bleed count, more bleed count, more bleed count. We have bleed count for days on this boy. We don't have much in the way of bleed potency, but we do have bleed count. Oh my. And his defense is, on use, if attacked while shielded, gain 2 charge count, max 10. Aesthetic trauma, I'm also currently painting something right now. Wow, very nice. Very nice indeed. Now, we have checked out Merso. Let's check out Honglu. Honglu. Let me write his specifics down. Honglu, R-Corp 4th pack reindeer. He is weak to pierce and strong versus blunt. Right? He possesses 3 gluttony, 2 envy, 1 wrath, and a envy block. Let's check out his passive. Brainwave charge focusing antlers at 3 owned envy. Gain 1 charge every time this unit consumes 10 cumulative charge. Count this encounter. Aha! So he's a new generation charge unit. At +2 charge potency. Inflict +1 sinking with base attack skills for every 2 charge. Max 2 does not activate when inflicting only sinking count or when inflicting sinking yourself. Deal charge times 5% damage with base attack skills, max of 25%. So we cap out our passive at 5 charge count. And for that, we need to consume 50 charge in an encounter. Very nice. I feel so much better about the charge units, the new ones, now that we discovered how it works. The whole thing about consuming charge to gain charge potency, it's very nice. Skill 1, Energy Strike, a 11 roller at 3-4-4. Deals 3% damage, extra damage for every charge potency on self, max of 15%. At 2+ charge, he gains charge potency, gains coin power, and at 5+, he gains more coin power. No, that's on counts now, so you can get up to 2 extra coin power on this skill, making it go from an 11 to a 13 and then to a 15 roller. We've seen plenty of skills roll like that before, where they go from 11, 13 to 15. Seems to be 15 to be the cap. I don't remember from top of my head any skill 1 that rolled higher than that, like without ego gifts or anything else. In any case, he inflicts sinking and he gains charge count. Very good. Skill 2, the Mind Whip. It is a 2-3-3-3-3. This is a 15 roller. deals 40% damage for every charge potency on self, max to 20%. On use at 5 to 9, he gains tank sinking and raises the unit charge count to 10. The skill gains the following attributes: indiscriminate, unfocused volley, and attack weight +1. So you don't want to use his envy skill when you are below 10 charge, unless you have nothing else to target at. If you use at 5 plus charge, this skill does not gain the indiscriminate effect. Now, this here is very important to notice. This is not a 5 charge count. This is charge potency. So once we have consumed 50 charge in a fight, he no longer targets his own allies with this skill. In any case, on use, consume 10 charge count to gain coin power +2. Before attack, at 8 plus remaining charge count, consume 8 charge count to do more damage. So if you are at 18 charge and you use this skill, not only is he going to consume 10 charge, gaining 1 potency of charge, he will be doing crazy amounts of damage with this, and it is an AoE. Well, true attack weight AoE. Not the best AoE for a skill 2, but pretty damn powerful. Now, remember, this skill is a 15 roller. With coin power +2, it becomes a 22 roller, dealing 40% more damage. And much like Mind Whip from Ishmael, every hit is like a miniature tremor burst, increasing the enemy threshold, stagger threshold. So it's very good, but use it with more than 10 charge count, or else you risk hurting your allies with it. And finally, the big skill, skill 3, concentration. A 18 roller base. He gains base power +1 and coin power +1 for every charge potency on self. Max of 5? That's disgusting. So for every time he consumes 10 charge count on this encounter, he gains 1 charge potency. For every charge potency, he gains base power and coin power. Up to 5. So right now it's an 18 roller. At the first charge potency, it becomes a 20, and then 22, 24, 26, 28. He can roll at 28. That's close to, that's stronger than certain eagles, but it takes a while to get there because you need to consume 50 motherfucking charge before you get there. But as we have seen before with the multi-crack office in our previous daily stream, you can do this pretty easily. Maybe they could do it pretty easy because there were just the 2 of them. They were spending their skills over and over. We'll see how it goes for our boy here. Deal plus the skills power times 5% damage, max 150%. At 3 plus charge potency, deal 20% damage for every charge, max 100%. And on hit, gain charge, more charge, and click sinking. Thankfully, this is a skill 3 that we can use without the risk of, killing our allies. And on defense, he has a thing that gives him coin power +4, turning this into 20 defense, and gain charge count. Very good. We, unlike the other 2, which we're gonna see now, the last one, we only have to watch out for his envy skill, not for his wrath skill. Right. Moving on to Rodion. Rodia, whatever you want to call her. She is weak to Pierce, much like Honglu, and strong against Blunt. Her skills are Tree Gloom, True Envy, second, True Envy, and 1 Wrath with the Envy block. We can get Envy Resonance in this thing pretty damn easy. Alright, her passive. She is a new generation charge unit. When using a base attack skill that inflicts sinking potency, if the main target does not have sinking, this unit gains 5 sinking and doubles the amount of sinking potency the skill applies. Once per turn and focus encounters the part. At less than 35% HP, base attack skills gain final power +1, so she is a little berserker. Skill 1, a 11 roller as expected, deals 12.5 damage for every charge potency on self, max of 50%. At 2 charge potency gains coin power +1, and at 5 charge count gains coin power +1. Hello Vigiglola on Twitch, welcome back. Well, what are we doing right now? We are studying the IDs, the R-Corp 4th pack. Anyway, continue on. This skill at 5 charge count gains 1 coin power, turning it from an 11 to a 13 roller. And then on 2 charge potency, another coin power, turning it into a 15 roller as expected from a new generation ID. Their numbers are quite larger. Gain sinking and gain charge count on a clash lose. Inflict sinking and gain charge count on hits. Very nice. Skill 2, a 14 roller, deals more damage for charge potency of self. Gains a coin power for every charge count on self, max of 2, making this... this 16 roller attack, it was a 16, I miscounted. Making the 16 roller attack become a 18 and then a 20 at 5 and then 10 charge count. It inflicts sinking count, gains charge. At less than 8 charge count, gains sinking and 4 charge count once per turn. And on hit on the final coin, at 8 plus charge count, consumes 4 charge count and inflicts blunt fragility next turn. Very nice. And finally her skill 3. A 4-3-3-3-3. It is a 16 roller natural, deals more damage for every charge potency on self. At 5 to 9 charge, she gains sinking and gains 5 charge count, and it becomes an indiscriminate attack. Again, watch out for your charge when you're using her, just look for the red. She has a big red nose. Before use, if she's at 3 charge potency, she no longer attacks friends, so you can use it freely. At 10 plus charge count, consumes all charge count to gain the following effects. Coin power +2, deals 12% damage for every 1 excess charge count consumed past 10, and again, it consumes all of the charge. Inflicts 2 sinking count, it raises the stagger threshold like a mini tremor burst. It is pretty much the same mind whip as before. With the extra 2 coin power at using it at 10 charge count, this attack goes from a what was it? It was a 16 roller to a 24 roller. Not the highest power we've seen, but she can consume excess charge to do a lot of damage. And her defense is just gaining base power and, With that, we have revealed all of the currently available 5 R-Corp 4th pack IDs. The rabbits, the reindeers, and the rhino. Let's build a team. Oh, and before that, after we build the team, we're gonna see the eagles. First, we're gonna check a Yisang. This is a bleed sinking team. Believe it or not, we have 2 IDs that inflict sinking and 2 IDs that inflict bleed. So let's see what we can do here. I think it's obvious that we could use the ring point list for sanity maintenance. Yeah, we're gonna use the ring point list for sanity maintenance. As for Faust, for a sinking bleed ID that mostly specializes on envy and gloom with a little bit of wrath on it. We could take lobotomy ego regret for clash power. That is clash power for the slowest ally. That will be one of the reindeers because Heathcliff and the rhino are incredibly fast. We could take the multi-crack off's representative because allow the least charge count kills an enemy. The ally gains 2 charge count once per turn, but the consumer gain charge. Yeah, we're gonna take that one. We're gonna need our charge, so it's gonna be good. Dawn. Again, this sinking bleed team. We could take this, but it only works on... We do have gluttony. We do have some gluttony. Yeah, we have 3 gluttony on Honglu. We could probably take this to help Rhino, Mercil, and focus encounters to heal. But there's probably something better out here. Let's check. What did the W-Corp cleanup agent does? The fast speed gain final power for the first skill. It's a gloom resonance. Final power is pretty good. We could take her over healing for Mercil. This is a 5-unit team, but none of them, we don't have enough 5 of one type, so this is not a complete team. So let's take the Gloom Resonance. We're gonna do a lot of Gloom Resonance. Most of our skill 1s are Gloom. We'll check. Yeah, we have 2 characters with skill 1s that are Gloom, and 1 character with skill 2 that is Gloom as well. So you're gonna be activating Gloom Resonance quite a lot. Hello, Netzak. I'm not gonna question why you're watching a stream while you're working, but I guess there's par for the curse for you, buddy. Welcome to the stream. We are finishing building a team to use the R-Corp team. Now, again, we are bleed sinking. How can Ryoshu help? Do we have Sloth? We don't have Sloth. I yearn for the day where I can use this. Let's see. Bleed and sinking. Bleed and sinking. Bleed and sinking. You think I'm working? I know you do what you do. We can take another. You can take healing and sanity support here. I don't see any other better option unless W-Corp agent has it. Hello, King. Welcome. I'm at chess sets are not working. I figured. 5 owned pride. We don't have a iota of pride in this team. Do you expect him to not be here? Really? He's here because we have a Heathcliff and we're going to deploy him today. Right. As for Sinclair, how can Sinclair helps a sinking bleed team? You know how he can help a sinking bleed team. We all know how he can help a sinking bleed team. It's gotta be that goddamn mariachi again. I don't see anything else that can help a sinking bleed team here. Moving on to Otis. Otis has a charge unit. Let me check real quick. What do you do? Ally with the most charge count at turn start deals 10% more damage with skill that consumes charge count once per turn. It's a 4 envy resonance. It's not bad at all, but there could be better options there. I don't know. This is thinking, right? Combat turn apply protection next ally with the lowest HP percentage. It's the Gloom Resonance. So either more damage or more protection. We'll take the protection. Finally, Gregor. How can Gregor help us? Gregor is going to be the guy with the healing. Gregor is going to be the guy with the easy 4 envy resonance, and we have played here as envy. So yeah, HQ HP. So charge by each of their own attack skill this turn, max of 10. Yep, it's going to be Gregor. It's going to be AD Gregor. Gregor is good. Gregor is a good guy. Gotta eat food. However, I'm supposed to do that. Be right back. Go get your brain juice, boy. All right, Eagles. Time to use them. This is again a sinking bleed team. This boy applies the bleed. This me this. This is always good. Moving reg. Moving reg is for burn, right? It inflicts burn. What's his passive? Burn put his unique burn or hit with envy skills. Burn put. I'll take AD. And we'll take binds too and telepole. Very good. And Merso, how with Eagles you're gonna take? You saw him, he's right there. Now, question. If we are to believe the canonicity of the April's Fool event, did King go into the kindergarten to deal with Heathcliff, or he just decided that he never met actually no, it wouldn't be canon because Heathcliff on the kindergarten would have never met Catherine, so yeah. That would never happen. Right, we take Pursuance, although we don't generate Sloth. That's kind of bad. Don't generate Sloth. Lust, we have Lust, but we don't have a iota of Pride. Crushbound Pass requires Sloth. Why are you so slothful, Merso? And prideful? Okay, we'll just take Electric Screaming. And finally, you are going to be taking Soda, because it's Gluttony, Gloom, and Envy, and we produce plenty of that. This one is Gluttony, Pride, and we don't have Pride. Caverno's Wailing requires Sloth that we don't have. This one is basically for free because it regenerates its own stuff, so we're going to take it anyway. Ishmael is going to be taking Blind Obsession requires Pride. We don't generate Pride. We generate one less. We have some gluttony, but no pride. What do you think of the ease? Is it about thumb or middle? Next one. It's hard to tell. We already just got the ring ID, so it's not gonna be a ring again. Even though it's kind of the trailer kind of alludes to the fact that it might be the ring, but I don't know. If I had to guess which of the fingers is gonna come, it's probably the thumb, if we're gonna think about it. Because the middle has no business going back to deal with Mafia's stuff. They kind of despise him. The ring is a possibility that they might be coming back to get Callisto's stuff now that he died. And you know how it happens. When an artist dies, he can no longer create art, so they send people to sell the stuff. It's horrible, but it happens. What else? The index is a wild card, really. We don't know if they could be the index. The Think Tank Gang, sure. Anyway, the pinky, we know next to jack shit about the pinky for them to be, coming back to check what's going on. Blue. Oh, that goes perfect. Nice. This is pride. We don't generate pride. Pride. We don't generate pride. Pride. We don't generate pride. Let's repeat the mantra. Pride. We don't generate pride. And pride. We don't generate pride. All right. Team is complete. Let's review them real quick. Sanity maintenance, extra charge on kill, more damage, healing of sanity and health on envy resonance, more damage, healing for the 3 deployed units. Pretty good, nothing too crazy. We almost have a full team here, but not a full team that can make use of the crafted egos. We've been saying the middle because Otis Matias can be seen as caramel uptight animation. Here's the thing. The next IDs will probably be related to whoever we meet during the intervallo. Assuming the highest possibility might be the thumb if we want to release the, Heathcliff Lucio and Rhodia Valentina, if that's going to be a thing. We're going to take this. But I don't know, man. So much things we don't know yet. I have no idea what next one's gonna be. Obviously, they're gonna try and release the new Nurse Father ID, but I don't know if it's gonna happen during the event. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. All right. Now, I have all of this Starlight, and there's something I wanted to craft, and I don't want to risk going to the crab zone again, so I'm just going to get it right now, and I want to see its effect because I think it's funny. What we need is this and a certain keywordless gift that is kind of useless. This. And last but not least, we need the broken violin, which should be... There it is. Now I'm going to use this money, as this Starlight, to make this gift that does not support our team because I want to see what it does, honestly. And I forgot to change the damn loading screen. We're gonna keep looking at Gregor today. I'm too lazy to go back to change the loading screen. Right. Let's begin. We have a rebate token here, and as you could see in my today's Extreme Mirror Dungeon, the rebate token is the greatest of all time. You're not gonna choose the gray coat? Nope. We're only going to floor 5, so it's not necessary. Should be Pierced has the goddamn Rose Spanner Workshop, and we have several characters that are strong against Blunt. Let's go there. Mystery Path in the middle. We have no sanity. Let's get some money first. So deployment order. It's going to be Heathcliff first. Heathcliff first. Honglu second, and we're gonna leave the Rhino for the last. Here we go. Also, welcome to the stream, DVX. I think it's the first time here. I don't recall your name. If you have been here before, please do forgive me. I need to start writing this down, I just realized that I used a Wrath skill without checking if I had the charge. I gotta be more careful. This isn't an automatic team. Why would you do this to me? I feel betrayed. Sorry, Erking. Your time will come. There is an achievement that we gotta do, which is reaching a beautiful voice pack on the Mirror Dungeon Extreme. And, you know, using you against Carmen. Right. Gotta be careful about envy skills and gotta be careful with wrath skills. Like, this is the one we gotta be careful for. Because he's undercharged. I just saw R-Corp and I was best. So, well, welcome to the team. I do these streams every day. We spent like the first half hour talking about the IDs, looking at how they work. It's not that I'm running out of ideas, but soon I will run out of like IDs and teams to run through. That's why I do achievements sometimes on these episodes. But that's how we usually go. We take a group or team or an ID in particular I want to run solo, and analyze them fully, see how they work and how they tick. And then we do 5 floors of the Mirror Dungeon hard, usually without grace from the stars if we're running a full team. But since we have a semi-full team here, we can get things going. You can use that. You're gonna have to walk here, even though you're paralyzed. You're gonna unparalyze next turn, so you're gonna be fine. You have enough charge to go. You are under charge, but you don't have your skill. Deploy, destroy. Quick suppression, man. At the beginning, when Limbus came out, quick suppression was one of the most powerful attacks in the game. Easy. Because it was a 5-coin skill with True Fragile on the first 2 hits, meaning that the subsequent hit's gonna do 20% more damage, and then after that, the 3 coins will deal 40% more damage. What really got you into the game? Did you find it yourself or you find out about the game off another game? I've been playing Project Moon games since Lobotomy Corporation, my dude. When they announced it, I was already sold it. I've been playing since day 1 or 2. I don't know. I think I left it to download and it was downloading during the night. I think I got started on day 2, but I'm not pretty much a day 1 player here. Let's see. Rhodia is fully charged. Mirror Soul can do your thing. You are so paralyzed, it scares me. What the fuck? It almost looks like an enemy from my tabletop with how paralyzed you are. I'm falling asleep. Have a nice one, man. Good luck, Zach, and make sure to drink plenty of water or brain fluid, whatever you need for that metal shell of yours, to ensure that you don't get a hangover. Regardless of being a robot, you still have a brain in there, and the brain is a funny creature. Did you know that we don't actually have pain receptors in our brain mass? So when you have a headache, that's just your brain tricking you into feeling pain. You're charged, you are undercooked, you have no ammo, you are charged, and here we go. It's more charged, it's more force damage. But I'm going to surprise you guys with the next batch of enemies that I'm going to make. It's going to be a fun ride. I was going to sit today and continue working on adapting this book here into our tabletop, but, well, I kind of had like a 3 hour and a half stream for the Mirror Dungeon Extreme Advanced, which is already on YouTube. If you want to check it out, how that went, go ahead and check it out. Oh, and by those that do not know, I am a game master, or a DM, if you want to call it, for a tabletop campaign that takes place in the Project Moon universe. It's a system mostly based on Library of Ruina. It has clashes, it has all that stuff. Only recently we have begun streaming that, because I was a GM this time and I can stream whatever the hell I want. If you want to watch that game, you could check it out on my YouTube channel here. It's all there. Oh, you are wanting to hit someone today, huh? Alright, Sweetie Bash, Demolish, and Concentration Busted Pop. If you had to be an abnormality from R-Corp, which would you be and why? That's a good question. If I were to be an abnormality, man... to be an abnormality... Ooh... Well, I guess the most obvious answer that BG God is screaming on the side here would be Bald is awesome. But Bald is awesome is just like a floating ball. So it's not a very fun thing to be. You just float there, basking on how being bald is great. Let's see. We have to consider the type of works done on the abnormalities. We have the four. We have Fortitude, Prudence, Temperance, and Justice, which is Repression, Instinct, Insight, and Attachment. Instinct work is the work done to like appease physical needs, like food, cleaning, etc., etc. Insight work is the more intellectual one, probably talking to it in an intellectual manner, trying to understand the abnormality logically. Attachment one is social work. It's, you know, talking to the abnormality proper and interacting with it. While justice work, repression work, is literally just bullying the abnormality. And well, as a trauma, if you want to be there for shoots, you know his best work type is repression work, right? So if I choose nothing there, that would be weird. I think nothing there is one of the coolest abnormalities, but I'm a big fan of the thing, so maybe I wouldn't want to be nothing there. But would I really be nothing there? Or would nothing there be me? Or there would be nothing there? But at least I'll get plenty of food. First time I played R-Corp, I chose the Plague Doctor, having no idea it was the White Knight hidden. I was so scared when it transformed. Yeah, that one gets people real easy. That one gets people real easy. Yeah. Honestly, if I get to choose one, soda machine, I would be the soda machine. I would definitely want to be the soda machine because we're good with all work and we're just cool bros that give you soda and there is nothing for you to worry about. it's just a can of soda, bro. Just drink it. Here, I'll open it for you. I'll be fine being a shrimp in a fishing boat. It'll be a hard life, I guess. Fishing boat is very physically demanding, but it would be cool. Actually, technically, it's one of the only good endings you can get for the Lobotomy Corporation Nuggets is having them be abducted by the soda machine. If you read their logs, their backstory logs, there is the report of one guy that was working there and got he got the funny drink, and then he woke up there and started working, and now he's very happy in there. But then again, the soda machine was made after a what's his name? Korean urban legend about if someone offers you like a can of Coke or a can of soda opened, don't accept it or you're gonna get abducted. It also was based off of some bizarre marketing for the Welch's. I think it was Welch's. Yeah, Welch's soda brand. Let me see if I can find it here. Welch's Abno. Open can of Welch's. Origin. It's first open again. Where is the okay, the abnormal is a reference to Korean internet urban myth where people will allegedly go missing after drinking from a sleeping pill-laced open can of Welch grape juice. They will be abducted and held captive in fishing boats. It can be found in Korean in here. The ad of Welchers, which is used as its portrait, full ad in the gallery, is based off a Korean ad running during the 90s of the coffee brand Lotte. The 90s ad is also in the gallery. I shall show you. Shh, give me a moment. Jesus Christ. Hold on. This deserves to be seen. Give me but a moment. Right, I'm gonna show you now. Let me just download it so I can put it on stream. Hold on. Did you pull for the ring ideas? And if you did, how many pulls did it take for the two? I have not, because I am currently on lunacy diet. Simply because here's the thing. When Hohen Gregor was released, I wanted to use do a string called the science team, and I had already tried to pull him to try and do that early on, but it didn't go well. I did like 100 pulls and didn't get him. And then and I had the shards to get him. So hold on, I'm getting a little sidetracked. I talked a lot today. So I did those 100 rolls on the Hohengregor banner to try and get him. Didn't get him. I said, all right, I'm just gonna shard him. Yeah. Got the shards already. Come the maintenance day, I'm ready to, to shard him and roll. But here's the thing, because the game resets on Korea time, I thought the moment it turned over midnight there, I would already be able to shard it, but you only can shard it after maintenance, which happens 22 o'clock my time. And so I had the shards, I went there to try and pull him out, couldn't because the maintenance hadn't happened yet. So I had to change the last minute change to another stream for another team, but I tried to roll for him again 100 more times. I was gonna, okay, if I manage to get Hohengregor, I will just, keep pulling to get Leihang Announcer, which is something I really wanted. I got it. But in the 200 pulls I did not get Hohengregor, and I used a lot of my lunacy. And so now I am on a lunacy diet, because I used a lot of my horde. Anyway, let's fuse the gift that I wanted to fuse. You guys remember the violin from Heathcliff? From his name? We can fix that. Here we go. Heal 10% HP dealt with a skill, max 20 per skill, on Clash Ring, offense level up, and on TP healing boost. It's very nice. A small, lovely violin. How delightful. Anyway, let's power up the doll. And let's power up the card. And this thing too. Anyway, I didn't pull for them. I am going to shard them, and the moment I shard them next Thursday, it's going to be an episode dedicated to them. Let me show you what I was talking about here now. So this is the ad for Welchers. It's a little big. Let me fix that. Let me unlock it. The shrimps take over. So this is the advertisement for Welchers in Lobotomy Corporation. It's a cool little shrimp guy. He has like a toupette, like a mane, the beard here too. It's a cool ad, right? Now check out the actual advertisement for the real life coffee thing they base it off. Look at that. Look at that thing, man. Oh my god. Why is there a wasp there? Why is there like what is he doing here? What is this alien landscape we're seeing? That's going in the stream. That's gonna stay here. It's gonna stay here. There we go. I'm gonna start getting an advertisement from I Divine Superman to put on stream. That's beautiful. Look at that. You get to see this the entire stream now. I always try and pull for the ideas, but I honestly believe Kim Jong-un just cast a curse upon those people who finished the game and gave so much luck to the new players. Yeah, let them have it. I'm patient. I'm a patient little guy. I just wanted to do the science team funny episode, and that cost me way too much lunacy. And so I decided, not to pull it for a long time. Hello, fat man. We are here to destroy you. All right, we don't have any reds to watch out for. You inflict a lot of bleed count, so go ahead and make that fat boy bleed. Anyway, I'm a patient person. I just wanted to do I already made the announcement for like the science team where I was gonna use Iseng, Faust, and Gregor from LCE, and I didn't want to change it last minute, so I had to. I didn't get the rolls, so I had to change it last minute. In its place, I did a run with G-Corp Otis and G-Corp Gregor. I would chart too. Getting lunacy when finishing the game is painful, and you have no way to get it unless you do MDs. Well, goody gun drops that I do MDs every day, no matter how painful it might be. All right. Rhodia, you are 6 charge. You can't use your skill yet. You just apply a bunch of bleed count. Keep focusing on the body. You are not charged up yet, and neither are you. Go. This reminds me, one of the settings I want to do another campaign in my RPG, but I'm so invested in the current one, and because we only play it once a week, it takes forever for the campaign to move forward. It's an unfortunate thing, but you know how it is. Tabletops are cursed with people with different schedules, and especially my table where we have a person from Indonesia, someone from Mexico, and a Brazilian there aside from me. So I wanted to adapt the plot from what's the name? Tip of my tongue. Unreal Tournament into a setting using R-Corp as the example. Is it unclashable or just shit out of luck? How is your charge? Can you use it twice? No. Yeah, you're gonna consume it once and then you're gonna indiscriminate attack. Go once. No, save for the next turn, actually. There we go. So I wanted to do a campaign that would take place in R-Corp's district. It would be the plot of the Unreal Tournament. It would play something like this. The R-Corp, in an attempt to control violence in the back streets, have decided to make a no-holds-barred deathmatch duel. They would invite prominent fixers and syndicate members to enter the tournament and fight for glory and for money. After 7 years of this, they discovered that these tournaments have become so popular that a large chunk of their profits were coming from it because it just kept growing in scale and size, and the popularity of the fights grew with their brutality. And so the plot would take place in something like this. You were invited to join the tournament because people heard about you, your skill, brutality, your abilities, and so we're inviting you to join. And what to call it? Fuck, tip of my mouth. And as you progress through the ranks of the tournament and you become important and receive new sponsors, you'd have to deal with like tournament drama bullshit, like someone trying to sabotage you, someone trying to fix a fight, like say, hey, if you lose to my champion, my fighter, you get like a portion of the profits from betting and stuff like that, and other things like that. But most importantly, as you progress to the tiers of the tournament, you get R-Corp's direct support. That means access to their cloning device, cloning technology, because you have become such an important fighter for them in terms of profit that it would be real shame to let you go, like permanently die. That will be one of the campaigns I wanted to make because I think it would be fun. Don't think we can do 400 damage here. Fierce damage. Mercil is. What boss was hard for you when you were mostly likely new with the game mechanics? I would say, when I started playing Limbus Company, the only boss that gave me a hard time because I went with a horrible team there was Cromer. I was already familiar with Library of Ruina extensively, having 100% the game before playing Limbus Company, and so I didn't have that much issue. But once I got to Cromer and had to face her passive, which was, you know, she has bleed or burn, she recovers like a shit ton of her HP. That's when I had problem. Other than that, I was fine for most of the game. You are going to get staggered, Heathcliff, aren't you? That's a pierce attack. Alright, do a little AD magic for us. Here we go. And that's opposed. Go over here. There we go. So yeah, that was the only boss that really gave me like a headache, because I know how to play the game. I know how to offset defenses, and etc. etc. For an example, when Leyhang got released for Canto 8, I didn't have an issue with him. I told the story a few times here in the stream already, but when I beat him and finished the Canto and went on my merry way and checked like social media to see what the people were talking about it, I was very confused to see that. Hold on. What do you mean? What do you mean he has like a 6-coin unbreakable attack? I never seen that. What do you mean? And I just realized that I have beaten him before he could use his big attack. I have a video of me doing a rerun with the same thing I used before. It's kind of a rerun, so I knew what I was doing. It's on my channel here. It was pre-nerf Lei Hang. But now Lei Hang is a bit of a joke because of how nerfed he was. I don't know if you know the full story behind it. People who played the early game had it hard with these old IDs. I don't think it was hard, it was just like the intended challenge. Because feature power creep is real, especially in Limbus company. How are your charge, Ishmael? You get to use your thing. Do your thing. So does you. You go do your thing as well. You go do your thing, Honglu. As for Rhino, you're already charged up. Anyway, I think it was like the intended challenge. We had this, not issue, but this mentality back on Library of Ruina as well. In one interview, or the art book, don't recall it now, El Director himself said that he loved releasing the updates for Library of Ruina because he felt like he was watching the reaction to a new chapter of a comic. And that was also one of the reasons why he decided to take on the gacha format. Aside from saying like, oh, I saw games like Fate be very popular, and I want some of that too, and he wanted to do that, and so he did. And it's working pretty well for him. So following this mentality, and the game is very much Kim Ji-hoon, and he said himself he doesn't want to lose the Kim Ji-hoon-ness of the game. Playing the game as IDs are released. Ooh, rebate token, painkiller. Playing the game as IDs are released against the content that is released is, I dare say it, it's like the intended way. We're not going to fight crabs. You cannot tempt me with such good gifts. Don't make me... I have a full team, we can fight the crabs. I don't want to fight the crabs, not again. Anyway. Where was I? Right. So, playing the game as the IDs are released against the enemies that were just released is, in my opinion, the intended way to go, because the director is releasing stuff for... like a comic book, like chapters. And because of the way this game works, because there's power creep, feature creep on the new IDs, it's like you're reading Superman. Let's say Superman just came out and you read the first issue, right? And you're reading, you find it very fun, etc., etc. And then you get like an action figure for a character that is like 10 chapters in, and that character is like made of liquid kryptonite and just obliterates He-Man, and you have an action figure of that guy, but you never read about him. Where in the book is this? It's kind of something like that, if I were to be for sure. So it creates a little bit of a bad thing where you kind of have to rush the game a little bit if you want to get like the true experience. Me, I don't much care. I will play it as soon as things are released because I love the game, but I still, yeah. Let me tell you about the story about Lei Hang. We don't have charge to use this. I don't want you hitting my friends, so go block for a second. So, Lei Hang got released, the third part of Kanto 8. Everyone got to win, everyone was fighting, and everyone was complaining. Lei Hang is too hard, he's too powerful. What do you mean? I won the clash and the 6-coin unbreakable still killed a lot of my guys. What do you mean? What do you mean? And people got mad, of course. Because fuck reading, I guess, fuck understanding how the boss works. In any case, Director made a stream, he was playing the game, and he was using top meta units with his team. The problem is that he lost the fight a few times. And the people that were complaining, mostly people from China, mind you, thought he losing against Lei Hang with top meta units, and they, you know, he was not playing very well. They took a step back, took his team and tried to beat it, and they beat Lei Hang with the same team that the director was failing to beat. Eventually the director beat it on stream, like after 2 or 3 tries he beat it, no problem. But people realized they were overreacting because, again, I spoke about this in the stream a few times. People are not used to frustration in video games. Only a cabal of the most... I don't want to say a bad word here, but the most like special of players really enjoy, you know, hitting smashing their balls with a rock until they start liking it. Even that I'm exaggerating, really. And so they take a step back, tried it again, and they succeeded. They beat the boss, beat Lei Heng. Later on, Lei Heng was nerfed. Nerfed so bad that he's a joke now. Project Moon launched a survey on Twitter, I recall that because I participated in it, asking, hey, do you think we nerfed Lei Heng too much? Could we dial back the nerf a bit, or revert him to how he was before, or should we nerf him even more? And the vast majority voted for roll it back, leaving him as strong as he was before. Unfortunately, that never came to pass, despite the wide majority of people voting yes, that please return Lei Heng to his former glory. We reached a level where, well, since Malfaust is that OP, let's release a nurse fighters. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared for what they have in the future. In what country did you have an actual team and not just random stuff go? Probably. Look, the reason why I had trouble with Chromer, like I mentioned, was because I was using a Kurokumo clan team. Kurokumo clan is with Blade lineage. Again, I am like a day 1 player, day 1, day 2. So I have every ID and every ego. And so I pretty much have always a team. I mostly use Blade lineage Mr. Kurokumo because they were still are my favorites. And I used them for as long as I could use them. And being someone that is kind of annoying, that, you know, I like to run a full team. I don't like to run random mishmash of characters. I hate looking at my sinking poise team and looking at there's 2 nurse fathers, and then there's Mariachi Sinclair, and then there's this other unit, this other. I hate doing kitchen sink doctrine here. I like to have a nice, complete team. And if I had to run less sinners than optimal, so be it. I want to have a full team because I'm autistic like that. In any case, where was I? Yeah. So Lei Heng got the short end of the stick. Moused was another problem that we had. If you don't know the story about Moused, here's what was gonna happen. They were going to nerf Talisman Sinclair passive and Moused. But Moused was just a recently released banner, recent ID. A very powerful one and a very anticipated one because people saw Zilu and wanted her. And so do I. Regardless, they announced they were going to nerf it and people got mad. Rightfully so, I will explain the why later. Project Moon, Kijihun saw that people were getting mad and said, okay, we're still going to nerf her, but if you rolled for her banner, we will refund your lunacy. Alright, no one gets to complain now. If you used it, if you rolled for her, we're gonna revert back her. You still get to keep the ID, but she's gonna be nerfed. Got it? Alright, cool. Problem number 2 with that is that some people, which I shall not name which East Asian country it is, of being a big East Asian country, saw this announcement and thought, hey, if he's going to refund us if we roll for Mouse, that means I can just burn my lunacy rolling the banner for Faust, get everything I want by doing that, and once the refund comes around, I'll just get all my lunacy back. Let's go do this! And they jumped at it and started doing it. Guess what happened next? Because of Kim Jong-un's, I don't know, indecision or hasty decision to do what he did, he said, okay, we're not nerfing Mouse anymore, okay? No more nerf for Mouse, she gets to stay strong as she is. That also means I'm not going to be refunding you if you rolled for Mouse. Sorry, you get to keep the overpowered unit. Sinclair is going to get destroyed by the nerf hammer, sorry, that has to happen. But Mouse stays the same. And people got mad. Because, of course, they got mad. Because they said, oh, you're gonna get a free refund from rolling Mouse? Alright, let's burn all our lunacy on this. Oh, wait, what do you mean he rolled back? What do you mean we're not getting a refund? I just used everything here. What? And that's the story of Mouse. Now, why did people get mad that Mouse was getting nerfed? Well, there is a very simple reason for this, and one that I have talked at length here. Limbus Company, despite being very unique in its generosity in gachas, is still a gacha game, and every ID in the game requires money, or the equivalent of it, to acquire. If you put down your money to roll for an ID that you like, and suddenly you hear that that ID is getting nerfed, you are right to be mad at this happening. Unfortunately, Limbus Company is not a single-player game that you pay once to use it, like Library of Ruina. If you disliked something in Library of Ruina, you could probably find a mod that would fix it for you. Because Library of Ruina was a single-player game that you pay once to get it. Limbus Company is a live service game. And as a live service game, once a genie is out of the bottle into the gacha rolls, you cannot poke him and change him around because people will get mad at you. Sorry, I went another Rambo hole. Let me get the stuff here. The good stuff. Upgrade this. And fuse. Can we fuse anything here for charge? This is for sinking. We do use sinking, so we're gonna keep that one. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Enhance the rest of the muzzle. What do you honestly think about Heisho Pacting? I've seen a lot of people hating it, calling it just boring and slop. I think they're pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about them is the fact that we got a lot of repeats from them. We got Tree, Mao branch, True Yo branch, the cock, one Ram branch, Way branch, one horse, and what was the other one? I forget. 2 snakes. There are 12 sinners. I think there are 12 animals in the zodiac. Hold on. Yeah. We have 12 animals in the Chinese zodiac, and every single one of the Heishos is based around the zodiac. We have 12 sinners. Why the fuck didn't we get an animal for each of them? That would have been peak. Like, Lord Lu is the dragon one, because of course he is. Where's the rest of the animals? Why do we have so many repeats? Gregor and Rhoda didn't need to be both snakes. And yeah, and all Heisho and only 5 of these are actual Kanto characters. There I disagree with you, Carmen. I don't mind a character not being ID not being a Kanto character. I am a big fan of the average Joe. Where is you? There we go. I'm a big fan of the average Joe. I'm a big fan of association IDs. I wish there were more of them. And there we go. We got Ender Resonance. I don't mind the Heishos. I think they're cool. Their silhouettes kind of mesh together because they're all like wearing rags and have a big hat. But they're still cool. I think they're very cool. They're nice. The voice acting for some of these IDs, namely the Sinclair and Heathcliff, is phenomenal. And they're fun to play. They're very fun to play. A little overpowered in my opinion, because if you have a Lord Lu and any amount of Heishos, you are very overpowered. Because their kits work together so well and they have Gluttony Wrath. Mainly Lord Lu just making them spam skill trees like crazy. I like the Heishos, but please don't repeat it. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, we have 12 animals. Give us 12 different IDs, 12 different guys. Is Rhodia charged up? Rhodia is not charged up. I almost committed an accident here. Oops. Everything's being clashed. Everything accounted for. Alright. Hong Lu does not have charge to use his skill true. And I don't want him killing a sinner. Clash here. Deploy. They say Merso R-Corp is not a good idea. Merso R-Corp is... he's a tank, first and foremost. His main strength, as we've seen from today, check him out, is the fact that he applies a shit ton of bleed count. If you put in on a bleed team and you don't have like a full bleed team, you just like kitchen sink doctrine of bleed units, or you just want to use him, he has like 6 bleed count application. Bah! Not gonna lie, I would like to have an ID based on the jar person. Yeah, I don't remember his name either, but it would be cool. There are plenty of characters in Kanto 8 that could have been IDs on their own. But at the same time, if we start getting every single character that shows their face and people like it as an ID, I think that would become a little bit of slop, if you're gonna use the word. Now, there's another YouTuber I watch called Brendano. He's a very fun guy. Go watch him sometimes. He's fun. He uses the word slop as not something negative, but there's the negative for slop that is sludge. Now, slop just means it's like a yum yum corporate slop in my throat. I'm being a good little piggy. Yum yum. It's just generic, you know? You know that one game you buy on Steam for like maybe $5? You play it for 3 hours, you finish it. It was competent, but not like memorable, or like the latest Call of Duty or whatever the fuck it is. That's slop. It's something that is not memorable. It's corporate. It's perfectly safe. You're not gonna remember it, but you can play it and kind of have a good time. Now that's slop. In that regards, I guess Heisho slop falls under that. They're a little bit generic, and really, they only exist to give focus to Lord Lu. Not every, there is a certain point where we want to have, but also there is a part we don't want a certain character like can't even fight. Yeah, a lot of people do that, and a lot of fan work is like that as well for like mirror characters that don't even fight, just want them. Anyway, we braced the crabs and we got this wrist guards and brain wine. We could have taken cigarette holder, but the brain wine is better. Moving on, moving on, moving on. Gotta keep moving on. Give me a refresh. I don't like any of these. Oh my god, jolly boy. Ooh, revive. And a hat. I guess we're going for Christmas. Christmas. It was very clear that the Heishos had existed to support Lord Lu, and I like that. It's cool. It's thematic and all that, but is this until floor 5? Yes, every daily mirror dungeon is only to floor 5. That's why we usually don't take Grace of the Stars, and we spent like the first half hour just talking about the IDs, learning them. There will be other streams where I go further than floor 5, but this is just the floor 5 because otherwise we stay here forever. I already did like floor 15 today. I'm not gonna do floor 10 with them. Anyway, it was clear that Heishos were there to support Lord Lu. It makes sense. It's very nice, thematic, and it's a nice, cool team. It's just the only thing that really felt bad about the Heishos, not the fact that they have similar silhouettes, it's the fact that we didn't get 12 branches. I really wanted to see the 12 branches. I wanted to see Monkey, I wanted to see Tiger, I wanted to see other things. But what can you do? You're not charged, you are charging. I love having my 3 painkiller addicts, migraine suffering grinders with me. Is your opinion that what I do in the in your opinion what I do will appear in the 8.5 part interval event? That is hard to say. When my friend has Cultivation Spring, the fact that they took the train Shishun stuff literally made the game look like a whole different as well. Yeah, no, this has layers to it. Let's peel it like an onion. El Director said that he liked Princess Maker, and that's pretty much what it was, Princess Maker. And during the anniversary live stream, or one of the live streams, he did mention that his team is getting a lot of experience with the Limbus engine, whatever that is, I don't know what it is, and they can just, you know, slot new things into the engine. And they are probably going to do that for the however long Limbus company is going to be running. He said 10 years of Limbus company, so look forward to that, I guess. And he says he's going to be adding new game modes to the main engine for now. Part of the reason why he's not touching the mirror dungeon as well is because this is pretty much, by his words, the place where you go grind shards. So he's not going to change much of how the mirror dungeon works. but he's going to be adding new game modes. In his own words again, like, once you finish the mirror dungeon, what do? Do you go to the railway again? No, I don't go to the railway more than once. I go there, I get my stuff, and then I leave, and I never play there again. And he wanted to make a new game mode where, like, you finish the dungeon, go do this. It's automatic. You only craft the theme in the beginning and make the choices, but it's mostly automatic. And I'm eager to see how that's gonna go. But more than anything, god damn it, kill this dome. More than anything, I'm eager to see the long XP farms, because I really want that. It's kind of what I wanted. But honestly, favorite intervalo, easy. Yield my flesh to kinder bones. I am a Kurokomo fanboy. I am the Yakuza guy. I am the Turbo Weeb. I have no shame in admitting it. I love katanas. I love samurai. I love feudal Japan. I am studying Japanese, and well, I play a lot of, samurai games. I just love the aesthetics of it. And I did practice sword fighting in real life as well. For quite a while, for quite a long time. Really bash, demolish. Are you charged? Yes, you are. Twice over. So yeah, Yield My Flesh to Cleaner Bones was my favorite. I love the song. I love the IDs. They gave me Kurokomo Heathcliff and Kurokomo Ishmael, which I always find it funny how they keep giving Oriental IDs for Ishmael, despite she being like an American sailor. It always makes you think of that image of Ishmael on a kimono, like that one guy. Ken-san, I think it was the name. Let me try and locate that real quick. Let me just... hold on. Hello, where's my Project Moon folder? Ishmael kimono. Here's my Ishmael kimono. Shit, there's gonna be like a billion images here. I need to organize my Project Moon folder someday, man. It's so messy. Sure, I have more than 8,000 images, but goddamn, this is messy even by my standards. I'm not gonna find it now. Damn it. Maybe I can find it if I look it up somewhere else. Anyway, let me just focus here real quick. You're charged up, but you don't have your skill. You don't have any more bullets left, because of course you don't have more bullets left. And Ishmael is charged. Whip those gnomes! Oh, let me find that. Yeah, there it is, there it is, there it is. Let me just download this and put it on the screen. Give me a second, give me a second. Oh, someone made a full image of that. Cool. Hold on. Let me remove the ad for a second. No, I want to keep that ad. That ad is beautiful. Copy, paste, duplicate. Go over here, change it. So I find it funny that they keep adding like Ishmael IDs that are Oriental, because I keep thinking about this image a lot. We have Chinese Ishmael and we have Japanese Ishmael. The other thing, they over-exaggerated with the stuff they came up with Kanto 9. Like, don't you think it's a lot to certain Sinclair and Muga Ryoshu? Two things about that. Someone made a point on Twitter once, and I know a point on Twitter is like a pretty bug and a trial of trash. But here's what they said. Kanto 8 felt like a farewell to the traditional storytelling that we've been getting so far, where every Kanto is hyper-focused on the past of a certain character. Kanto 8 was like the end of that, like a farewell, because we got like, what was that all about? The speech from Honglu, where he was remembering all the adventures so far. And now we're going to be focusing a little bit more on the Limbus company storyline, using the corporation and the golden boat. And I think, this is not a hunch, but I think it's going to be something like that, where we have a situation happening that involves the main plot on the Kanto, and maybe we'll get like an interval expanding on the Sinner. Who knows? I think that's how it's gonna be for Ryoshu now, because given the way that the Kanto 9 was structured, we didn't have much time or scenario to, stop and like see the trauma from Ryoshu, enter her phantoms, and whatever. We saw glimpses of it through Dante, but the way the story was structured, we were attacked, we had to defend, and then we did a raid. And Dante had to like multitask protecting using several teams at once. He was like an iPad baby, just go fight Gregor, and then you fight Callisto. Oh shit, there's a new Sinclair. Oh fuck, I gotta. Oh shit, they're attacking me here. So we didn't have. It was a breakneck pace. We didn't really have the opportunity to know what's that all about, Ryoshu. Why are you the way you are? I don't think they over exaggerated with Muga Ryoshu. And I did talk about the literally inspirations for Ryoshu's story here on the stream a little bit. I will not reiterate it. It was mostly Spider's Thread and Hellspring. They are... I got distracted for a second and we lost a Sinner. Fuck me. Oops. I got so engrossed in yapping that I, got distracted. Anyway, I don't think Muga Ryoshu was too much. We already know she was down that path. We already knew the sword was important. We didn't know how important it was. People overestimate the power of a concept incinerator because it has a grandiose name. Let's reiterate a bit on the whole thing about the concept incinerator and why it's not that powerful as people think it is. Despite its grandiose name, a concept incinerator is just a very fancy paper shredder. For you to delete something from existence is impossible. Many characters said that lots of times. Even if you throw it in a concept incinerator, it is not fully deleted. It depends on the quality of the incinerator. It drains, I think I remember it drains a lot of power to use it, and it costs a lot depending on what you're doing. It's mostly used to delete small things. Let's say I'm an inventor in the city and I made a technology that the head does not like, and I figure out my mistake, right? Like, oh fuck, oh shit, I shouldn't be doing this. The head's gonna have my ass. What do? Well, you have a handy dandy tool called a concept incinerator. So you take everything about that project that you made, the notes, the prototype, toss it in there. Since it was a secret project of sorts and only you know about it, it's not going to cost a lot, and you save your ass from getting clawed, Or maybe the claw does show up and say, I'm gonna give you one chance because you broke the taboo, burn that shit, brother. It's a paper shredder. The only true uses of the concept incinerator we saw on the plot so far was Papa Bongi's secret recipe getting burned, and the League of Nine Literatures burning their experimental projects so T-Corp wouldn't get their hands on them. Things with that very little people knew about it. And only the people that knew about it were present when it was deleted. So the concept incinerator has a grandiose name, but it's not that big of a deal. Now, Ryoshu's relic is a little bit different. The problem with Ryoshu's relic is that it's also incapable of fully erasing something. Because if you split something in half, you have two of that thing, right? And then you split those two in half again, you have four. And then you keep splitting and multiplying them by a bunch. They're not gone. They're just so chopped and faded away that you can no longer recognize it. It's gone in a way that can't be recovered because it's been chopped up so many times that it's like dust in the air, You can't bring that back. That's gone. Same we did with Sora and Rien. Not Rien, I forgot his name now. Ren. They got sliced up so much that they are gone now. They're effectively gone. It hasn't been deleted from reality, as we saw by Araya doing her thing, but it was close enough to it that the fingers were willing to, that's good enough. If you trust something in there, it's gone forever. No one can recover it. Good. That's what we wanted. That was our goal all along. The problem is that Arayashiki, the relic, has a very steep price for using it. And its intent was never to be used like a paper shredder, like the ultimate paper shredder where you keep slicing something until it stops to exist. It is a sword that can cut through anything, and the wound is permanent. So as a weapon, that is incredibly powerful, but the cost for using it, being your memories, your most cherished memories first, it's too steep. And so they wanted to create an individual who had the skills to use the sword effectively, and they wanted to implant that, like, the skills with the sword so ingrained into her body, like muscle memory, that even if she lost all sense of self, becoming Muga, the non-self, she would keep swinging away because that's all she know how to do now, and effectively becoming like a paper shredder. When you toss something in there, it gets sliced so many times, it becomes unrecoverable. So, I don't think it was exaggerated. Now, I thought Kanto 9 was rad. I think it was rad as fuck. I really enjoyed the fights with, like, two overpowered characters fighting, and we are having to deal with something else and deal with the runoff from some attacks, because, man oh man, sometimes Matthias would decide, you know what, I'm going to punch Yiseng now. And then Yiseng had to immediately use one of the ampules we were provided, because he is so powerful that he just, I'm gonna kill you now. I fucked up, I didn't realize. He beat up Sinclair. No, I don't think it was over the top. I think you really expected it wasn't going to be over the top when Ryoshu was the way she was, and the picture of her on the trailers having the 5 fingers around her. Anyway, where were we? Let's enhance some gifts. Enhance the gauntlets because it's free damage. Revolt token, my goat. Let's get some charge going on in here. We do use sinking. We don't use burn. Yeah. We can use that. That's good. We have 2 sinking gifts. Bleed. We need more bleed. We have a rupture for life. Bleed. We're gonna have to change our deployment with this. That's fine. Keyword refresh. Let's go for sinking first. Rags. Good enough. Refresh. Block me pack. Yes. We got healing. Nice. Anyway, I love those fights where we have to fight side by side with an overpowered creature. Those were very fun. Gregor was also fun to fight. We already know Sinclair is like the archetype of the chosen one. The fact that before leaving the House of Spiders, she most likely took care of all the rest fighter and making strong hold on. And here's the thing, she didn't take care of them. He used her position as like their preferred child, the one that's like have their destinies in her hands, to surprise attack them, to either incapacitate them or fuck them up for some reason. She specifically said, I can't defeat all of them, in one of the flashbacks. So she cut Valentina's eye, chopped one of Matthias' arms off, broke the mega sword that Callisto was making for her, which was very rude, by the way. What else? Sliced Rian's face. I think that's the one she fought the most. Am I missing? And yeah, she killed her mother. There's also that. Huh? How can we forget such a small thing? She killed her mother. So she didn't kill them, she couldn't defeat them, but she could wound them with the permanent injury sword. And that was more than enough. Her goal was literally that. Wound the fathers, the nurse fathers, having them think that Araya, the little girl, was safe. That's why she was attacking them. Because the plan all along was to, you know, hey, Ryoshu took a little Labubu from the laboratory she attacked, and now she's raising her own. If she doesn't do what we tell her to do, we're gonna hurt that child. That was her fetter, that was her bind. Our cool uncle Leihang even goes ahead and say, so that's what their plan was, huh? So that's what they were doing. They literally just got something for you to care about deeply, and they're gonna bind you down with that. Well, good luck. You're gonna need it. Speaking of Lei Hang, let's bring him back. Here we go. Now that's much better. So Lei Hang just told her to, hey, they're doing this because they want to keep you under control. And so she concocted the plan of, all right, if they're doing this, I gotta make sure that Araya is safe. And I'm going to attack them, leave the House of Spiders, align myself with a stronger group, and come back when I can take care of all of them and kill them for good. Which is exactly what happened. She left the House of Spiders, leaving Araya in the time vault that she assumed was safe, and attacked the Nurse Fathers. And since her attack was, you know, very vicious and very bold, giving the impression that, okay, so the little girl that she takes care of, it's safe, it's no longer here, so she's attacking us to get rid of us. She incapacitated most of them and then left. And then she joined Limbus company, and the plan was to come back and kill them all, get Arias out of the vault, and move on with life. Problem, she assumed the vaults were safe. The vaults were, in fact, not safe. It was safe for her, and that was the cruel mistake, cruel joke that Destiny played on her. Now, Araya was her tread out of hell. That is like the literary reference for Ryoshu is the spider tread and hell scream. I already talked about both the tales, I'm not gonna reiterate them here, but Araya was her tread to escape out of hell, that she was holding with all of her might. And despite having the memory erasing sword, she didn't let go of that, she didn't forget it. But problem is that she didn't really protect her. She put her in a vault that made her old, the vault that makes you old. And she got time entangled, so I liked Canto 9. I thought the melee song in the end was a little weak until I learned more about the song itself. Paid more attention to the lyrics and the source material for Ryoshu. Do we have a Mind Whip, Brad? We do. Yeah, we're very charged. Someone mentioned Lei Hang. I guess you wouldn't mind totally again with a strong ID. It's so easy to solo him now because he's so strong, so weak, because they nerfed the hell out of him. It's so sad. First time I saw Lei Hang, I immediately thought past the big Loki he was. Yeah, I love him. The first time I saw him, I was, this is the cool character. This is the really cool character. I'm going to enjoy this character a lot. And again, I have a weak spot for a guy that uses a gunblade like him. So there is one particular line from the song that is a twist on the reference in the source material. In the music, she sings, "How can I replicate something I've never had?" In relation to, you know, being a loving mother to Araya, something that she never got despite the Nurse Fathers. This line is a reference to the book Hellscream, where in Hellscream, he asks the Lord to set a carriage on fire with a beautiful lady inside, because how can I paint something I've never experienced or seen? He needed a vision of hell to be able to paint hell. And I started liking the song a little better after that. I think it still was kind of weak compared to the rest, but the Kanto had all of these bombastic songs already. I know some people will say that melee songs, and these people are dumb, by the way. I call them dumb, but they are. They call them melee songs that really don't fit Limbus company, because they're in the mindset that it has to be this bombastic, high-action song. I wholeheartedly disagree. I like melee songs in Limbus company because they break the pace. They literally are something else differently. It completely breaks the super action music we'll be having. Like, holy shit, Gregor's song is amazing. A certain Sinclair song is, mwah, it's delicious. It's high action, high energy. And then you get to Saikai, and it's a twist. And any other melee song, really, it's a twist. I really like it. Let's see. Let's take this, and let's take Recon. Gobba is a negative decision. Take 9 offensive or 1 final power. Take 9 offensive. Take 9 offensive. You can nerf offensive levels. You cannot reduce final power. Final power means more damage. Alright, 4-4. I am yapping a lot and the stream is ballooning in time. Let's go visit the fat man. I've seen people make these songs repetitive by the type of way it goes. Is one moment it's happy, the next 1 second it's sad, and then it's happy again, like that. I think that's a problem with how the music is mixed in-game. Let me tell you about Gone Angels. Gone Angels is a fantastic song. The problem, that shit plays on repeat on a very long boss fight in Library of Ruin. You get sick of it after a while. The same goes for Flip's, Flip's song. What was the name? What was the name? And then it's heard no more. They were still learning how to mix songs into the fights. The best example is done on Compass during the Ahab fight. It's also done on Cromer fight as well, where they're no longer repeating the music over and over. They let the song play without a lyric. Because that was a problem. That was a problem that I started disliking as well, because it just repeats the song over and over with no break. In any case, I liked Canto 9, it was good. We're gonna get, now that we've dealt with the House of Spiders, we're getting an interval just to check more on Ryoshu and deal with some unanswered questions. Because the way it was structured was a raid, and we really didn't get a chance to really see Ryoshu for what she is. Compare it to Dawn's Kanto, for example, where we got several lines, several scenes, just exploring who is the hell is Don Quixote and who the fuck is Sancho. Fuck, I missed my... You can do Mind Whip here, you can do Rock Attack here. Get the rock, get that rock, the rock, the rock. I think Final Power, Base Power, and Plus Manical increases the enemy's damage, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, offense level. Okay, so offense level, Final Power, Base Power, and Plus Minimum Coin all result in more damage. However, of all of these, the one that you can directly influence and lower on an enemy is Offense Power. Final Power is a +1 at the end of the clash. It's the same, basically the same as Base Power. Plus minus coin are infinitely more dangerous because they add power to the coins, and skills have multiple coins. And so you can destroy yourself by taking too many plus coin buffs. So don't do that. Offense levels, however, are a little bit more finicky. When Chu, well, I'm gonna explain this again, it's gonna be short, so don't worry, I like to yap. When Chu attacks Flash in Limbus Company, not only are we comparing like base power and coin power, we are also comparing offense level. The attack with a higher offense level by a difference of 3 gains +1 clash power. And clash power does not become damage, but that's just clash power. Offense levels also alter how much damage you deal. After you win a clash, you are going to be comparing your offense level of your attack with the defense level of the enemy. And for every, I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think it's also like per level you gain like 5% more damage. So offense level becomes clash power and more damage. But offense level can be reduced by a myriad of ego gifts and other effects, unlike final power or plus coin power. In a way, you can negate plus coin power if you're running a sinking thing against enemies that have sanity. If the enemy doesn't have sanity, tough luck, buddy. Now, to finish this off, finish this off. when you hit an enemy, even with a one-sided attack, the enemy has a defense level. You can click it on it, you can see it right over here. This guy has 74 defense level. He's a tanky boy. Now compare it to Rhodia's skill 3. It has 63 offense level, meaning we're going to compare the 63 versus this big boy's 74. And since he has a higher defense level, I am going to do reduced damage to him. Now, this is important to know because sometimes your defense skill has a higher defense level than your base defense level. For example, Hong Lu here has a base 59 defense level, but his defense skill has a 62. That means the moment we pop the shield, this defense level is going to override the defense level of the ID itself, making him a little bit more tanky. Especially because we're gonna have like a 16 power shield plus whatever we get from the effects here. So that's the point of using block skills. They are horribly weak, but yeah, they can save some lives sometimes. If you don't have anything else to use a defense skill and try and pray. This mechanic is not explained at all, I believe. I had to look up on the wiki myself to learn it. So if you're doing extreme dungeons, try to reduce the enemy's offense level as much as you can, because that you can directly influence. Well, the moment you take, you know, offense level, final power plus coin power, and etc., you are inadvertently signing your death warrant because you cannot reduce those. If the enemy has plus 10 power, that's 10 power you can't do anything about, because they're just gonna do it, man. All right, here's another thing that is never explained. See these two guys here? So remember what I talked about the defense levels? The defense level of their block skill is 81. That's pretty mighty. That's mightier. That's incredibly mighty, isn't it? On use, it also gains 3 protection with a further 30% damage reduction. I don't want you to do that. That's bad. That's horrible. What are we gonna do about it, team? We're gonna offset it. Fuck you. You don't get to use your defense anymore. I thought it was related to ego gifts that just increase the damage you take while I have shield or something else that can only happen in mirror dungeons. No, it happens everywhere. That's why Lei Heng was dangerous. He had incredibly high offense levels. Usually the offense level keep up with your ID level, but there are differences here and there. As you can see here, identity level plus 0. This is the game's way to make units be like, this is an offensive unit, this is a defensive unit. So, another thing that is not explained in the game at all. Offsetting blocks. In a focus encounter, and on kind of difficult to do it on unfocused encounters, when an enemy uses a block or an evade, you can cancel that block or evade by clashing with your defensive skill. Now, I like to call your attention to the top of the screen here, this row. See how it says offset and there's like a little animation like through force fields? That means because I'm using Heathcliff's evade targeting this block, and Heathcliff is faster, I am canceling the activation of that block. He is not going to get that defense level, he is not going to get that protection because it's on use, because it's never going to be used. Die! However, this unfortunately does not cancel effects like on combat use or something else, but on use, you don't get to use it, so you don't get that effect. If a boss is dodging your attacks, just have someone sit on the back and use a defense skill that is faster than the boss slot and just have him destroy him. It is one of the best tricks you can learn to deal with the game's combat sometimes, and it's very fun. Because it's just such a huge fuck you and fuck your defense skill that I can't help but love it. I forgot to change my unit's deployment because we have a bleed gift and only 2 units in this team apply bleed. I'm gonna change that pronto. I'm yapping for so long, man. I love yapping about this game. I love Limbus Company. The reason why I do these daily Limbus streams is also to like learn more about the game and teach people about the game, and if they want, of course. That's why I put that you can ask any questions, and I love asking questions. I love people when people ask me questions. I love the yap. Holy shit, for final power, I'm so dead, Mailer. Good luck, my friend. Mind the whip. Can you actually use Mind the Whip right now? Yes, you can. Ah, twice. I need to drink some water. I have to teach tomorrow. I'm a teacher. I have to teach tomorrow. Why am I yapping so much? I'm gonna yap so much tomorrow as well. Ah, it's a good exercise for my vocal cords. But I do need some water. Soon. And we're almost at the end of the dungeon. This is for what? 4 or 5? I haven't been keeping track. Honestly, I've been kind of distracted. Kill that rock. I am a teacher. I'm an English teacher here in Brazil. I work in the morning, I work out in the afternoon, and then I stream at night. Among other things. There we go. Combat cleared. I don't know what floor I am. We're ballooning to 2 hours again. God damn it. I think it was a good use of my weekend, by the way. I streamed Divine Cybermancy, one of my favorite games of all time, and I got to stream Limbus. We must counter our blessings. This is floor 4! God damn it, I gotta fight Jesus again. Fuck. Carry luggage, my brother. That I'm gonna fight Jesus, sign of roses, I mean. Oh my, gambling! Spin! I win! Give me the damn thing. I want to rule it well. Give me. English speaking in Brazil? Oh no, I wonder to see so many Brazilian people speak fluent English so far. I know it's surprising and fascinating. What time is it in Brazil? Currently is 21:47. I usually end the stream by 22, so it's some 30 minutes to go, but it takes a while between, you know, I yap a lot, so respite. Yeah, take it. We take that. What else we can take here? Replace Rodion with Conflict 2. Enhance gifts. Enhance the bleed. Enhance the curriculum. Because these people are gonna have to look for jobs soon because, you know, R-Corp just fired them. Yeah, Carmen is also Brazilian. As expected, the city takes place in Brazil. Why do you think it's so violent? Now, here's a question. The mirror technology that we use to extract IDs is pretty much a quantum device that is affected by the observer. In other words, Dante is the one that is seeing all the possibilities of these IDs. He's the one responsible for, you know, visualizing them. The R-Corp units are pretty much doomed in their own mirror world. As you might be already aware, they failed a mission and the Ravens were going to collect them. Is it some sort of weird mercy that we are able to whisk away from the infinite possibilities of the mirror these IDs that were going to be executed for failing their duty, through no fault of their own, mind you, just bad intel, and use them on this like realm of ours to fight? Wouldn't be surprised since he's supposed to remember and say, oh yeah, that's pretty much the canon explanation, as we have seen from Canto 6. I think that's Heathcliff's Canto, right? I don't remember now. Can we even call Limbus Company a gacha game? It's so different than most likely unique than any gacha game. It technically falls under the category of gacha game, so yes, it is technically a gacha game. You're not charged up. Don't use that or else you're gonna kill someone. Playing Surge and Lady Bash. Before I go to the mirror, let me talk about the gacha games. So back in the day when I was young and a young buck, gacha games weren't regulated at all. That's why we had horrible drop rates for some games. Some games literally have like a 0.01% drop rate for a character. And it's after much bitching and much complaining about people that we finally got it regulated. But it's not gambling. No. Gacha is not gambling. No. Why it's not gambling? I'll tell you. I see me as a lawyer. When you go gambling, you see, you are losing money. You can lose money. Like you can put money in a machine and you get nothing out of it. So, but in gacha game, when you put money in gacha game, my gacha game, you always get something. Ha. And so it's not gambling. No. It's actually not gambling. Okay, not gambling. You always get something out. Jokes aside, that's how they squirreled away out of court. I think it was in Korea. And that's pretty much it. Gacha games is a game where you have to put money in to get units or resources. You always get something out of it, yes. So you're not gambling. You're just not getting what you want when you roll the roulette for prizes. But you always get something out of it. Even if it's not something you want. Anyway. Heathcliff Kanto. We learned that the mirror was given to Catherine, and as she looked in the mirror for the infinite mirror word, she saw only despair. Why did she only see despair? It's very simple. The mirror is a quantum device that shows you that is biased towards what you want to see, towards your own personal bias. What the fuck does that mean, G4? It means that depending on how I feel or how I envision things, that is what the mirror is going to show me. Catherine and King Heathcliff could only see misery in their future because that's what they believed. They believed that since Heathcliff is miserable because he met Catherine, that means Catherine is the source of all his despair, all of his anguish, all of his suffering. And that's the only, she believes that, though the only thing the mirror is going to show them is that, a horrible future where they're always like miserable. Yeah. I know your game. I know your game, fat man. Hold on. It's hopeless, I know, but because it's only hopeless against people that don't have the boost. Forgot the name now. Anyway, that's the only thing they could see in the mirror was suffering. Nelly could also see that she believed that she was so like bound to these true retards, and I'm gonna drop it because that's what they were, really. They were bad, they were dumb. She was so locked in with them that the only thing she could see in the mirror was a future that she was always with them, and she despised that. Yeah, we know we're clashing a hopeless. You know why? He doesn't have a he doesn't have the morale boost, so he takes damage when he does that. Or at least that was supposed to be. Anyway, kill him. So the mirror is a quantum device. You can see into the multiverse, but it is biased towards your psyche. So what you believe, you see if what the mirror is going to show you. Think of it like if you watch Harry Potter, the first one. Remember the mirror that shows you what you really, really want? Like it shows Harry Potter parents. So yeah, it's kind of like that mirror. You see what your deep consciousness is biased towards. Now, here's the fun thing. Dante has amnesia. He has no bias towards anything. It's not even his head, really. So he has the clearest, most unbiased view of the mirror. However, the more he learns about the world, the more things he experiences, the more things he remembers, the stronger the ideas he can pull from the mirror. And that was pretty much the director's explanation to why we get more and more stronger IDs, because the more Dante experiences, the better he understands things and the clearer his view of the mirror. And I love getting free level ups if you can pass it. Now here's something to ponder. In all of these IDs that Dante sees in the mirror, he never sees himself in the mirror. We never get a Dante ID. I don't want your gift. Go away. There is no Dante ID, despite him being the one looking into the mirror and performing the extractions. What does that mean? I don't know. Every ID, at least the older ones, would hail Dante as like a boss figure. If you... what was it? If you take Rhodion's R-Corp ID, she will talk to Dante as if Dante was they were having a chat. Because she said, hey, can you, move your PDA to something more colorful because I can't see color where we are. Hold on, let me do some dangling here. Don't need this. I certainly don't need this. So Dante never sees himself in the mirror. The IDs, at least they used to talk to Dante as he was a boss figure. Specifically, Ishmael, the very first one we get. She says, like, if you were our boss back in, like, my world, could I take you with me? I actually don't care about... I've been looking at these gifts for all day because of the big stream, and my brain is starting to mush right now. Anyway, Dante has no bias towards anyone. He doesn't know any better. He doesn't know anything. Everything he sees on the mirror is like his own personal bias towards the sinners as like first encounter. Think about it, how do you say it? Now that we know Ryoshu, do you think Ryoshu would ever join the Kurokumo clan? A Kurokumo clan is directly associated with the thumb. Do you really think she would ever join the Kurokumo clan? But we have an ID of her in the Kurokumo clan. So that's Dante's bias towards certain things. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. But still, it's very interesting to learn how the mirror is literally biased towards. Another bias that we can confirm. Guys, I got a hidden choice. Yes or no? What floor are you in? Do you have a strong character that can deal with the hidden boss? Because you might get lucky and get something like a lay hang, which is a duo, or you might get fucked, get something like the middle. If you're running a solo, you might want to try going for it, especially if it's Callisto. But if you're unsure if you can beat it, don't do it. Take caution. Or, bring a full team, break the rule of your solo and just, deal with it. I forgot where I was going. Another bias that we can confirm, like how the mirror is biased, is from its own creator. Yiseng saw what did Yiseng saw in the mirror? Let's remember. He saw an idealized version of himself. A version of himself that had wings that could fly. Now that's pretty rad. But he was biased towards that because he saw no hope in himself. Take it, suffer, ball it. And if you can't beat it with a team, the full team. I'm in no position to tell you this. I chickened out of a secret boss on floor 15. You were talking about how we got to come because we didn't have the best version, but we probably wouldn't get it ever in the future after content. Yeah, pretty much. Another bias that we can confirm is Yiseng's the own creator of the mirror. He saw an idealized version of himself because he thought that all other versions of himself must be better than the current me, right? Let's do soda here. Because that's how he felt. So the mirror showed him exactly that. Let's do this, and go. So as Dante learns more about the city, more about the sinners, It's very likely that we get more matching IDs to the sinners' personalities, like we've been getting lately. But again, this is all from Dante's view, and I don't think he has full control over it. Oh, it's just Dulaheng, better than Quixote. You're gonna be fine. And the thing that I find most interesting is that Dante never sees himself, and there seems to be some degree of control over what can be pulled as well. So we don't accidentally pull, like, evil Heathcliff out of the mirror to murder everyone. Because again, biased device. I know, it's cool, it's cool. I was very afraid when I was starting Limbus Company back when it was released about the multiverse thing, but I am glad to see that it wasn't the ruling theme, but rather something that is not the main focus, kind of. Like, it exists, we can pull them out, and appears to be consequences for our actions, as the blue magic boy shows up sometimes to tell us. And since it wasn't the entire focus of the game, like, look at the cool multiverse! There's gonna be infinite Ryoshus, we can get infinite guys. But then when you get something like Erking coming to murder-suicide himself across the multiverse, and that's done phenomenally well, and because the device is inherently flawed by being a quantum device that is biased towards the observer, it works, and it's very good. The director managed to do a very compelling, very good story using multiverse, things like concept incinerators and etc., while avoiding the usual like pitfalls that such stories fall into, which is just focusing on the cool multiverse and very, what's the word I'm looking for here? Very convoluted plots, like time travel and shit. What's up, Crow? I hope we get an R-Corp team leader, maybe Nikolai, that is the R-Corp viable. They are fine, they're okay. I mean, I'm not playing them very good right now, because my brain is mush. I've been talking all day. I did a long stream. But it would be nice to get more R-Corp IDs. I want more generic IDs, honestly. Merso, please take care of this for me. How is your charge? You're good to go. How is your charge, Honglu? You're good to go too. Let's fry Jesus Christ. Yeah, there we go. The director avoided many of the pitfalls from such stories that you multiverse and stuff like that, and made a very compelling story, because the focus of these stories isn't the cool multiverse or the cool time travel or the cool technology or the cool ability to erase something from existence. Those are just things that are happening in the story. The focus of the story is the characters and their personal stories. And that's what makes Limbus Company story so compelling. My personal opinion again. The setting of the city is cool as hell. Let's not forget that. This is gonna be a long fight, I realize it now. Setting of the city is cool as hell, but again, they don't spend too much time explaining things, leaving some of the mystery to be like pondered by us. At the same time, explaining the bare minimums with Dante's notes, because Dante being amnesiac doesn't magically grant him like superhuman status. He has a power compared to other gacha protagonists that everyone is just like doing tricks on it every time he says something. Oh, She-Faust, that's another idea I have to do a study on. In any case, what was it? My brain is mush right now, sorry. Yeah, the focus is the characters, not the technology. Even the city, with all of the things we don't know, isn't explained in great detail, which is great. Because if they start to explain everything in long wind-up exposition dumps, would be annoying. Everyone just behaves like characters that live in this world. And even Dante having amnesia doesn't stop them from, doesn't make them like easily, okay, Dante, we're gonna explain everything to you now, all right? So R-Corp does this thing where, no, that would be fucking stupid. I don't want an exposition dump. Everyone mistreated Dante at the beginning because, yeah, he has amnesia. That makes him a liability. And so we won't explain shit like this because, what do you mean you don't know what the 7 Association is? Brother, you live in the city. How do you not know this? And we're not gonna explain it either because, fuck man, it's like basic shit. Go grab a book or something. And that's what I like. They treat the characters as characters. They are people that live in the city. The city is a shithole. Everyone acknowledges that it is a shithole. Unfortunately, that's just how things is. Lehan got a little bit different. Don't worry about it. Let me change him again. There we go. Ah, more roses. Lovely. I should have get better egos. Struggling, huh? Well, you didn't go struggling for long. And clash against this one, and someone clash against the flower, please. I kill it in 3 turns. I guess the problem is just that first screen loves me. Yep. Once you got enough power going on the Mirror Dungeon Extreme, the secret bosses aren't that much. But it can be a problem if it's Ricardo. Why do you often use a shrimp eagle? Isn't this eagle not good? I don't think there is a bad eagle. I just use it because this thing can generate the resources to use it. And I don't think we have any eagle generating eagle gift right now. And besides, I think it's funny. I'm using the eagles here mostly to clash right now, less about their effects. Let's take a look at the eagle shrimp and see why it makes it bad or good. I just use the eagle, that's right. Hate those roses. Yeah, they are a problem. We all hate the crabs here, acidic trauma. The roses are fine. I like fighting against Sign of Roses because it is a single boss. Healed. Alright, I accept. Alright, give me more gloom, I guess. Give me Wrath, actually. Most of our high damage attack is Wrath. Alright, here's the eagle. Eagle. Right, Soda. Heals true allies with the lowest HP percentage for 15 HP. Weak. Heal 15 SP for allies with the least SP. SP healing is good. Crit attack and heal the ally with the lowest HP percentage for 8 HP, with the ally with the least SP for 8 SP. It's not crazy good, but it's alright. It heals HP or SP for true allies, depending on the result, and if it's a crit, it heals for both for less. Now, the passive. When an enemy is defeated, the ally that has the least SP heals 1 SP. Whenever an enemy is defeated, the amount of SP healed increases by 2, max 9. The amount above is reset at the start of a new wave. It's not a crazy good ego. It's okay. It rolls a 25 on the corrosion and a 27 on soda, which is the equivalent of a powerful skill tree. How there are many enemies there that people community hates is to hate the mannequins, but now I hate the roses on screen more now. The roses are just a matter of kill them quickly before they can get your team. The mannequins have a very strong unbreakable attack that if you commit the mistake of attacking them with the attacking their block, they're just gonna rip you asunder with their skill because it becomes all 3 coins unbeatable. It's just a matter of watch out for it. But the problem is that they use it, they are on a unfocused encounter, so you can't really control it very well. Do you have Electric Screaming? It's attack weight 2. Use it again, use it again, use it again, use it again, use it again. Didn't bring any good AoEs on this time, so it's gonna take a while. So I don't believe there are bad egos, just that people have a certain preference to the meta stuff. This is also a problem we have with the community about new IDs that come out, and it's because of power creep again. People see a new ID and we will immediately compare it to whatever meta ID we have right now. So, for example, Rhodia gets a new sinking ID. People are going to immediately compare it to Kodia. And if it's not as good or better than Kodia, then immediately the ID is trash. I hate that kind of thinking, honestly. That kind of thinking is bad and should be just if a new ID comes out, play it. Play whatever ID you like. This game isn't that difficult. And I say that wholeheartedly. This game is not that difficult if you just read the goddamn game. Again, I beat Leihang without knowing he had the super cool attack, and that was before the nerf. And I feel cheated because I wanted to see the super cool attack, but I didn't get to see it. Just, here we go. Time for a little lesson with Uncle G4 here. Art of War, Sun Tzu. The Art of War states that if you know yourself and you know your enemy, you're gonna win every battle. If you don't know yourself but you know the enemy, you're gonna win half of your battles. And if you know yourself but don't know the enemy, you're also gonna win half the battles. Let's apply this to Limbus Company. I don't know the boss gimmick, but I know my team gimmick. Let's say I'm running Heisho Kurokumo, which is the one I'm most familiar with, or the middle as well. I know my gimmick. I know how to use them. I know myself. I don't know the boss's gimmick. I don't know how he works, and I refuse to read his passage. There's a 50% chance I'm gonna win that fight because I know myself. I know the boss mechanic, but I don't know my team. I have a hodgepodge kitchen sink doctrine, number of enemies here, number of allies. I have 50% chance of winning that fight as well. I know the boss's gimmick, and I know my team's ability. I'm gonna win. There's no way I can lose, unless I decide not to pay attention to something on purpose. So for right now, my team gimmick is very simple. I know them, but not even to the full extent, because there was really not much to use here. I just kind of bumbled through the mirror dungeon, if I'm gonna be honest here. I wasn't paying attention to most of the gifts I was getting. I probably would have got something better if I paid attention. But here we are. I know this boss's gimmick. I know how he works, so I don't have nothing to hear from him. That's Art of War, baby. So if you're playing Limbus Company for the first time, make yourself a team that you know how to use. If you can get a team that is like a full team that's better, like Kurokumo, and I'm Kurokumo fan number 1, play it, learn how to use them, you're gonna do good. You cannot miss. But if you do not know how to, run a team, and you meet a boss that you do not know the gimmick, you're gonna lose, brother. And then you're gonna complain the game is hard. Oh, sorry. Here we go. What I mean is that, again, power creep and feature creep are a thing in this game, unfortunately. So when a new ID comes out and it's not as good or better than the current meta ID, people are gonna say, this is bad, this is horrible. Fuck him. Just play whatever you want. Just play a team you like to play as. Damage time. And if you know your team well enough, despite you not having like meta units, if you know how to use them well enough, you're gonna succeed. I use the Kurokumo clan for most of the stuff I do in story, unless I get hard countered by a boss with like slash resistance, lust resist. I still can heal him by bleed. God, I talked so much today, but it was worth it. So here we are at the end of our mirror dungeon. After 2 and 20 minutes, we're not going to go to floor 10. I'm sorry. Let's look at the damage. R-Corp 4th Path Rabbit Heathcliff is incredibly good. To this day, he is incredibly powerful. The only problem is that he, unlike many units in this game, gets weaker over time during a battle. He loses his ammo and he doesn't recover them. He doesn't have a reload mechanic. And so he starts to lose power as he goes. Galvas, is the last and first poison eagle for the recipe good? I never fused it. Hold on. If you're talking about Lucky Pouch, it's great. If you're talking about Casket Spirits, is also great. However, you're running a solo team, right? You need 5 points teams units deployed on the field to activate the Poised Gift. So if you fuse them, you're not going to be able to activate them if you're running a solo. So don't fuse them unless you have a full Poised team deployed in battle. I don't here have a level 40 mirror, so I want to fight Ricardo in Kanto 5, but all my base ideas are maxed since I used to not use mirror IDs. Sorry, everything in mine is maxed out, brother. Anyway, R-Corp Heathcliff, very powerful to this day. You cannot diss some 4 stacks of fragility. The reindeers, just watch out for their charge count and you'll be fine. They do good AoE and they do good damage and they raise stagger thresholds like miniature tremor appliers. And R-Corp Mirror Sword is a tank. He's very tanky and he applies a lot of bleed count. So you can use that to... I saw the Eagle Gift is called this. They'll call it Entanglement is good. Entanglement is good if you're running a team that does resonance and a team or solo, because eventually you're gonna get like a full 7 sin resonance, because it only activates once per combat and only if you do a 7 sin absolute resonance. Keep that in mind. But once it activates, it gives you like +5 final power on every single skill. So, oh boy. We are done with today's stream. Unfortunately, we have finished the R-Corp study and play, and I have talked a lot. Let's finish here. If you enjoyed the stream, please recommend it to your friends. I stream every day at the same time. If you did not enjoy it, well, recommend it to your enemies and we will send the ravens after them. With that said, tune in tomorrow for another daily mirror dungeon, and have a good Easter and have a good Sunday. Until tomorrow, bye bye!